Hey, Joe Juba.
Hello, Kyle Hilliard. How's it going?
What is this thing we're looking at? I'm doing fine, by the way.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it. We are taking a look at the NES Classic Edition.
This is a cool thing. This is, what is this? This is out November 11th. It's going to be $60. It's got 30 NES games on it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it does. And, one of the interesting things about it is that, there's not a whole lot of, there's not a whole lot of junk on those 30 games. There's a lot of just high quality stuff in here. I don't know. Do you want to start out? We can just sort of jump into a classic like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, let's take a look. And so, that was like what we were looking at was the home screen. We saw a little bit of like attract mode there at the beginning. Was if you just leave it idle, stuff starts happening.
So, yeah, good old Donkey Kong. It's got so you basically choose from the 30 games that they've got. One of the problems that I had with this system in general is that it doesn't give you like an in-game way to jump back to the select screen. The game select screen.
You hit the reset button on the actual console, right?
Right. Yeah. You need to. So, and you need to do that for a few things. Like that's how you also activate your save states in the game. So you kind of need to physically interact with the system. This isn't a thing that you're going to want to put in your entertainment center and then just leave it. So
let's try that now. We have it actually sitting close to us. So Joe just hit the reset button, and that takes you back to the menu. What's the little floaty guy there?
So this is how the save states work in this game. So each game has 4 potential slots, and when you reset, it sort of gives you this floating save state that you can choose to lock into one of the slots.
Okay.
If you leave it floating there on wings and then go start a different game, it goes somewhere else.
You murder.
You murder that save slot.
Okay.
Here, we can play 2-player something. Why don't you pick up that
we have another controller here. And that's actually an advantage over playing virtual console games on the Wii or the Wii U is because you only get one sort of save slot per game.
Ah, right.
So that's cool. You get 4 per game. And we have it we just plugged in another controller here.
Right. So the system comes with one controller, but you can buy other ones. Another one to go with it.
Punch. There we go.
Yeah, it has a lot of the familiar graphical glitches and stuff. Though I feel like there are some games that I ran into some more glitches than even seemed normal.
Really? Okay.
Than I remember. Yeah.
Even beyond the trying to keep it purist, right?
Yeah. Like Mario 3. We can maybe jump into Mario 3 after this and just give it a quick look.
Yeah.
But so yeah, this is us. Double Dragon 2. It's pretty.
Looks like Double Dragon 2.
Yeah, and so you're always going to be able in any sort of like anthology or compilation, you're going to be able to find games that you're like, oh man, it's such a missed opportunity that they didn't put, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers on here or something like that. So it's not going to have every Nintendo game that you ever wanted to play, but I'm still pretty impressed by the selection there because it's also not all just straight up like accessible arcade games like this. They've got some of the longer, in addition, like adventure games like action adventures like Zelda. Whoops.
Well, Final Fantasy. That's like the big one.
It's got Final Fantasy. It's got Star Tropics. So it's not just your simple like, okay, you're going to play a bunch of like side-scrolling shooters and then that's it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing about those like Atari compilations, those plug and play. That was like, you're like, oh man, there's so many games on here. And it's like, oh, each one of these is like a 5-second experience.
Yeah, exactly. Here, speaking of which.
Yeah, let's reset again.
Let's get out of this.
Well, not literally reset. Okay.
So now we won't use that save state, so it'll just keep hanging out down there. And then
this is a save, and you lock that save state? Does that mean it won't delete?
That means that I won't overwrite it or something like that. So here, we'll just load up, but I don't even remember where this was. Okay.
There you go.
So we have one of the filters set on here too. So this is the classic like CRT filter for it.
So that's why it looks kind of liney.
Yeah, that's why it looks liney. But we can get rid of that here.
So reset?
Yep. So that's me physically again. So this by the way gets to one of my problems with the system is that like if you want to jump around in games, if you want to use save states, you really do need to do a lot of like actual interaction with the console.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to, I guess it's not bad. Because
I guess the solution would have been to put like a home button or something on the NES controller, which would betray its sort of nostalgia, I guess, but maybe would have been more useful ultimately. It's a kind of weird thing.
Yeah, because like part of what's weird about it to me is like, okay, so Nintendo's already given people plenty of opportunities to like play these old games before, right? And like through Virtual Console and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and if you had a Nintendo, like you don't need to recreate the experience of like the actual physicality of like having to stay close to your TV and things like that. So it seems like they could have maybe done a little bit more to modernize it or to make it a little more, I don't know, user friendly in terms of the interface. But
so again, I'm kind of curious what the filter options were, because this does look cleaner now, like the lines are gone.
Right.
And there's a third option, it looked like?
Yeah. So the three options, one is CRT, and that's the lines. The other one is 4:3, which is sort of the way it would have normally displayed on your TV.
Which is what we're looking at right now.
I think that's what we set it to, yeah. And then the other option, they call Pixel Perfect in the manual. And that, it's not 100% clear, except that it is like the pixels are more like squares as they were initially designed, so they don't have, I guess there's probably some slight stretching that goes on when you're dealing with the 4:3 ratio.
Yeah, that was something when we got to look at it about 2 months ago, and now that was their sort of explanation to me when I asked like what exactly the difference was, is that in this mode, the 4:3, the pixels got squashed a little bit.
Yeah.
But the true like square mode makes the pixels are no longer rectangles, they're actually square. So it looks like it actually squishes the screen a little bit. It's odd.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. Let's see.
Okay, we should talk about the you can't see. Oh, you're going for the secrets here.
Yeah, may as well.
You're a pro. You won't see it in the video, obviously. But the controller length is very short. I want to say, what, like 2 feet?
Yeah, it's 30 inches. So
30 inches, okay. Yeah. So, like, yeah, we're playing 2-player, and, like, we have to sit very close in order to both be able to access our controllers on the system.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, there's something about that. Here, I hit reset again. What do you want to play?
Let's look. Well, can I see the Pixel Perfect filter? Was that display? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's look at. We'll pick a game. Can we play some Zelda, maybe?
That's boring. Let's do Punch Out.
All right.
Yeah. So, like, I guess ultimately part of what's confusing about it to me is just like, on one hand, I like how like how fueled by nostalgia the whole experience is, right? Mm-hmm. But then on the other hand, it just feels weird to like recreate the sense, like the inconveniences of an old console.
Sure,
you know, when more modern options are available. Yeah. But again, this is a complaint that I have. But in general, like I can't complain about the games on the system. They seem to like the quality of the games is high.
They look nice.
They seem to control the way they're supposed to. I forget how I do that. There we go. Yeah. So like. Overall, if you're looking for a collection of like, hey, 30 classic good games, and you don't mind the sort of weirdness involved in the physical hardware setup, I mean, like, yeah, for $60, you're not really going to go wrong with it.
Yeah, it's a good bundle. Like, I really like it in sort of in concept. Like, right. I think it's cool. I don't really have a reason to buy one because I have a Wii U, and I can actually buy all these games and ignore the ones I don't really want.
Right.
So I think, like, I guess this is really more for the person maybe who never bought a Wii U but still has a lot of nostalgia for Nintendo and wants a nice little bundle, you know, it's all in one package.
Yeah, I mean, to have all of the games here and easily accessible, you know, from a single menu, I think there's something to be said for that too. And you don't have to worry about, like, you know, downloading or re-downloading or anything like that if you want to clean up.
Yeah, so. I kind of appreciate that it is completely offline. You don't have to worry about updates or anything like that. It's just like, this is what it is, man. 30 good emulations, you know, to have at it.
Yeah, I'm kind of ashamed. I went past round 1 with Glass Joe. I wasn't really paying attention.
It's okay. You're doing good. Actually, I commend you for how well I feel like you're playing while we're talking about all this. Are there any interesting things in the menus that we should check out? Like, we got display, or is it just pretty standard stuff?
Yeah, our display options there. options. So like it goes into demo mode.
Okay,
auto shutdown.
that's what we're kind of showing at the beginning.
Right, where you let it go idle, and then it will sort of like take you through a bunch of games.
Yeah.
You can set your language, legal notices, and then it has.
And you, of course, Joe, you read all the legal notices through.
Oh yeah,
right?
of course. Yeah. I mean, you have to. That's part of the job.
Yeah. Cool. So that's the NES Classic Edition. It's pretty cool. We'll have a written review online here from you, Joe. I'm sure here soon online, and it comes out November 11th. It's gonna be $60. And that's thanks for showing it to me, Joe. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, and you should check it out.
And here we'll just leave it on demo mode for a little while, right here at the end. If you want to check out what it does when you walk away from it, it's pretty cool.